Charlie Bonnick here with the UCCS Athletics, here with head coach Jeff Culver of the UCCS men's basketball team. Now, Coach, first off, how are you doing? How's this week going? And you ready for Christmas?
Not ready yet. I thank goodness for my wife doing the Christmas shopping because, I think after that last game of this semester, I'll be ready to start thinking about Christmas. But good week so far of practice. Our guys are able to sort of turn the page now and shift our focus to Chadron and tidying up some things from this last weekend and certainly starting to put in some game plan for this Friday.
And just looking, we've had a couple of days looking back at this weekend. You guys went 2-0. So really, what did you like this weekend and what needed to be worked on this weekend?
Well, I like that we won. That's first and foremost, and we'll take wins however we can get them in conference. So home or away or irregardless of competition, a win is a win. So especially with this young group. But I thought offensively against South Dakota Mines, we were certainly stagnant at times, especially the last 5-6 minutes of the game where we couldn't get a bucket, and there's not going to be too many of those games we'll be able to hold on to. So I thought throughout the course of the game we had some stagnant motion and didn't execute our offense very well, and certainly to close out games, we didn't do a much better job of that. So we're tweaking some things, and we're working on execution a lot more and just some better movement to our motion. And I thought defensively, once we made some adjustments, we were good, but we certainly have to rotate a lot better on the defensive end. We left some shooters wide open multiple times, and that's just not something that we can move forward with. So certainly cleaned up some things from throughout the weekend and feel good about that moving forward.
And like you said, still a young team and still early in the season, still trying to figure out rotations and, starting lineup. So really, is that kind of coming more set in place coming into the second conference weekend?
Yes and no. I think, part of the issue, too, is that we do have some capable guys, and I feel like we got more than 5 guys that are able to start. So it's not always, who's messing up and get them out of the starting lineup. It's also about, rewarding guys that are earning some more minutes or start. And so, we may continue to have this problem moving forward, and we may look at some different lineups again with the starting lineup. And so it's still a process, and we want our guys to be able to play, regardless of who the other 4 guys are. And so the more we're able to switch up in practice, work through some of those rotations, some of those different lineups, get them used to playing with each other, I think that's very helpful. And I think everybody's feeling everybody out, and we're getting more comfortable with that. And so regardless of what lineups we have on the floor or starting lineups or rotations, guys are getting more and more comfortable with their teammates. And so I think that'll allow us to continue to tweak our rotation and tweak our starting lineup a little bit as the guys become familiar with each other.
And also just talking about that, and, basketball, a very long season, some things could play a factor. So having such a deep bench and a roster, does that help going forward and going to playoffs and all of that?
I think so. I mean, you got guys now coming off the bench that have starting experience, and we're trying to get some more minutes for some guys that are getting less minutes, and so that when you have foul trouble or you have injuries or you have anything like that, or you have someone that's just not playing well, or now you got some other guys that are still engaged and they're playing hard and they know they're going to have a chance. And hopefully guys are learning that when they step on the floor in their rotation that they have an opportunity, and nothing is given out for free here. I mean, they've got to earn those extended minutes. They've got to earn that next rotation. And so I think guys are learning that it's tough, for some guys to swallow that pill when they just want to, go in there and play 30 minutes. But that's not how we're going to operate. Guys are going to have to earn what they get. And so the more they realize that and the more they are able to really dial in and be focused for their reps when their number is called, then I think the whole team will benefit.
And just taking a look at this weekend, your first opponent is Chadron State. So really going back on the road, what do you guys know about them? What's going to be the biggest factor for that game?
a new coaching staff and for the most part, an entirely new roster. Known Coach Reed for some time. Coach Snyder played for him, and so we're familiar with him and how tough his guys are and how hard they play and how well they're coached. And so we'll certainly have a good test for us on the road, and Chadron's always a tough place to play, and they got a beautiful new arena and everything there. So it'll be a fun opportunity for us. But, we know that they've got pretty good balance and they got good guard play, and they got a number of guys that can shoot it and drive it, and some dual threat guys, and they're very active and athletic on the front line. And so, it'll be a good matchup, and still a little bit of a team that's figuring it out as well, with all these new faces and a new coach and going through that. But certainly a dangerous team, especially playing them at their place.
And just talking about going on the road, you guys were on the road for most of non-conference play. So to you, what is the biggest factor going on the road, and what's the biggest challenge going on the road?
Well, biggest challenge is that we haven't won a game on the road yet. We've been close, but we haven't won a game, and we got to get over that hump, and so last time we were in Nebraska, we lost by 1, and that was a tough game for us. And so now we're going back, and we feel like we're a different team and a better team to approach this road trip and hopefully, be able to come out on top. But it's all whether we're home or away, it's all about ourselves, cleaning up some of the details and executing better on the offensive end and being dialed in and defensively and knowing our rotations and making sure we're not making anything easy for them. So we feel good about what's going on in practice this week, and we certainly feel good coming off some wins here, and we're hoping that will snowball and sort of segue onto the road for us.
Well, there you have it. Head Coach Jeff Culver of your UCCS men's basketball team taking on Chadron State and Regis this weekend. Coach, good luck.
Thank you.